Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we have the topic, does this connection truly have an ending? Yes, no, or maybe. It's like, is this the final goodbye, or is the story still unfinished in ways you cannot see yet? So we have three piles over here. We have pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. Let's have a closer look. Pile 1, fire quartz. I especially love this pile, this stone, because it has so many details. And then you have pile 2. This one is purple, like my nails. They go well together. Fluorite, very small compared to the other two. Then we have this one. It's actually a gift from my friend. I really love it. It's like two colors. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3. Hello pile 1, you chose this stone. I don't know if it's carnelian or fire quartz, because the seller told me this is a fire quartz, but I have carnelian. So anyway, let's talk about them first. The person you are thinking about. This is someone who deep down still thinks about you, and they often do that even if they don't show it. Do you see the faces of these men? They look really serious, but deep down I feel they still have emotions. And I'm going to say everything from your perspective, so it might sound a bit personal, but it reflects how your energy remembers them. The person you are thinking about, they tend to be quite passive. They stay in one place. See this man over here? He doesn't move. Back when you were still connected, they often show a strong sense of stubbornness in their opinions. It's very hard to change their mind. And even though you two had great conversations, I feel like there were so many topics that you two could, talk for hours. And when you think back on those moments, there's a kind of sweet nostalgia, a warm feeling, like we had a lot of great moments and conversations together, but now we don't talk anymore. But staying with this person in the long run, that's a different story. Well, only one water card and all of these, you see, is a different energy. So they are not as open-minded or generous as you might have thought. They measure and calculate things, especially when it comes to money, to materials, possessions. Even now, in the current situation, they still operate this way. Very careful, very calculated, and I doubt that they really think about the others. It feels like they always think about their benefits first. But people don't seem to realize this. I feel like there's a smoothness to how they deal with people, despite being very conservative inside. They know how to act in a way that makes others feel like they are being understood. That's why this person feels a bit like a bitter candy with a sweet coating, a sugar coating. At first, they might seem soft, warm, considerate. But once that sweetness wears off, you realize, oh, they are not that person who you thought they were. And this is someone who tends to be hot-tempered as well. They don't like staying in one place for too long. They are always on the move, either mentally or physically. Their energy is like two extremes now. Sometimes they are calm and withdrawn, staying in this place, right? And other times they talk a lot and act impulsively. So this person is unpredictable. They always try to maintain the balance in their life, maintain these two extremes together all the time. But it's not quite like what they want. Yeah. And their opinions and moods shift constantly. They always want to be the one in control. And during the time you two were connected, they actually treated you very well. They felt like a big brother or a big sister, someone who gave off a sense of closeness even if you didn't know each other for that long. You could talk about so many things with them, and that created this strong sense of emotional connection. But here's the thing, because they are stubborn and always calculating their calculating their options, you were never their priority. That's what hurt you the most. It made you feel like you were stuck in a never-ending situation with no clear outcome. You didn't know when it would never ever truly end. You were the one. See this one? Give them the chance. You give them the key to unlock your heart or your door, whatever, to go deeper with you. You opened that door for them, but they hesitated. They calculated. See? They were like too busy weighing the options, which one was better. It's like that. They stay still in their place, always thinking, always holding something back, and you just stood there like this man, waiting, watching. Two people looking at each other, but no one is making the move. And you were stuck in this situation for such a long time. You were waiting for their decision, and they never truly showed up. Eventually, you started to feel trapped, like you were tying yourself to something that wasn't even growing, something that wasn't moving forward. And that's when your energy began to want to break free, to run away from all this mess. Okay. So let's talk a little about you. You're someone who thinks deeply and feels deeply. I feel like you think too much. And you're, of course, incredibly patient. That's why you had so much time waiting around for this person. And if you weren't this patient, you wouldn't have been able to handle someone like this, someone so stubborn, so fixed in their own world. They are like a person sitting in their own little universe, little throne, not moving, just watching you like this emperor, and waiting to see when you could come closer. But in reality, they were the ones who were supposed to make the first move, and they didn't. Energetically, I'm seeing more masculine energy on their side and more feminine on yours. It can be vice versa, but the point is they were meant to lead, to take action, and they didn't. They didn't. It's clear that they really like you. I'm so attracted to you. I talk to you a lot. I think about you a lot, but they also knew that they messed it up by not doing anything, by staying still. I also feel like in their mind, they didn't think they were a good match for you. Like you were something too divine, too far out of reach. You belong to paradise. See this one. Almost like they looked at you and thought, you belong to the heavens, and I'm just here on earth, very crowded over here. There's this feeling here, especially from one of the cards, that you are someone who is deeply protected, spiritually guided, like you are connected to someone, something higher, the paradise, the divine, the cosmos. And because of that, they didn't dare to come any closer. Part of them was afraid. They looked like they didn't have faith, not just in you, but in themselves and in the possibility of this relationship. So even though on the outside it looked like you two were very close, the truth is there were a lot of things left unsaid. The things that were like going around in your head all day, but you never told them. Both of you held back. Neither one truly showed your vulnerable side. And the person you're asking about, they've likely thrown themselves into work and money, using that as a distraction to avoid facing what they felt and what they lost. I don't know why, but I have this feeling when Power One is watching this reading, you are eating something, or at least you want to eat something. You want to have something in your mouth so that you can chew a bit. Okay, so let's go back to the reading. Let's talk about whether this connection has truly ended or not. From what I see, you still think about them, but when you do, it doesn't feel warm anymore. It feels heavy, like this woman. It feels bittersweet. See, she's crying. I'm not telling you that you're crying, but it feels like you have so many thoughts that you don't really want to think about it anymore. Just want to sleep, get a good rest, forget about them. And it's something you want to give up, you want to let go, you don't want to think about it anymore. Deep inside, you are starting to feel like this story needs a real ending. Like it's time to close the chapter and move on. It's like everything has come full circle. I saw a lot of circles in this reading as well. 1 circle, 2 circles, and then 3 circles. And it feels like everything should come to an end. Actually, this connection carries a lot of karmic energy. The Wheel of Fortune, the circle. It feels fated, like the two of you had known each other before, maybe from a past life. There was that strange familiarity when you first met, right? Like you've already known this person energy, even though you just met them. You had so many questions in your head, so many feelings that made it seem like this was meant to be. Like it was supposed to become something much bigger. But the reality you received was completely different from what your soul was sensing. So now you're telling yourself, maybe it's time to let this go. Maybe it's time I finally move on. You're starting to turn inward, to focus on yourself. And if you haven't yet, you soon will. Instead of just thinking about this relationship, you would just spending time with your friends, your loved ones, anyone who make you feel more comfortable and more respected. You'll be pouring your energy into your own growth, your own healing, instead of continuing to feed this energy into someone who couldn't meet you where you were. So if this person ever comes back, your energy will no longer be sucked with them. You'll be guarded or even cold. Can you see this one? You'll be holding this sword. Not because you are bitter, but because you know better now. Because you realize that they missed their chance. You once opened the door, but they didn't say yes, they didn't go in. So they no longer have access to the world, to your world, like they used to. So in this energy, you show up as the Queen of Cups, very nurturing, intuitive, emotionally evolved. But them, they were showing up more like a page, knight, emotionally immature, lacking depth, not ready. This is someone who hasn't learned how to deal with their own emotion. It's like he's holding this cup, but is not ready. So you've already mastered yours. You've done the inner work. You have grown. And now in the cards, I see these two figures. One is very small, like a knight, a princess, something. The other is very strong, the emperor. So here is the thing. Right now, I can't say for sure whether this connection has truly ended or not. It's a maybe, because there's fate involved. The energy is blocked. I can only see about 50-60% ahead. So there are two paths, and it could still go either way. So firstly, if the connection is over, then you're going to meet someone else in the future. Someone who matches you, your level, your frequency, your heart. Someone who shows up as your equal, as your partner. And the best part, that'll be the one chasing you. You won't have to beg, to wait, or to prove yourself. You just stay there as the queen. So the second scenario is that if the connection isn't over, then the only way this person can come back into your life is if they transform into this man fully. They don't need help, like they need to step into that emperor energy instead of this knight or prince, whatever. They don't need to lead, to be strong, to own their feelings and claim this connection without fear, because we have the card courage and trust, and then we have this fire energy. Yep. Only then can this continue. So I also see symbols of a caterpillar. It is going to be a butterfly. Things won't always be this way. A change is coming. So it tells me that your energy right now is shifting. You are moving toward joy. You might even be planning a break, a trip, a vacation, something, a reset, possibly around August or September, or like in the next 1 or 2 months. You're entering a softer phase of life where your heart wants peace. You don't want to carry this weight anymore. And most importantly, you trust the universe now. You know that if someone is meant to be yours, they will return as the right version of themselves. And if they are not, the universe will send someone even better. So even more aligned. Your biggest soul lesson now is just trust. Learning how to truly surrender and believe that you deserve what is meant for you. Because you do. Remember, you belong to the paradise. You were never meant to be tied out by something that drains you. You were meant to rise. So right now, all the signs point to courage, strength, and faith. Let go of what weighs you down, because only when you release the shadow of the past can the universe send you the person who's truly meant to walk beside you as equal. We have the queen and the king, not just princess and prince. So when the person comes, whether it's someone new or in this old connection reborn, you won't even question it. Even if you say now, I don't want to meet anyone, I'm tired. When the right one arrives, your soul will say yes before your mind can resist. So trust in what's ahead. Happiness is not behind you, it's in front of you for you to create. And the universe is already preparing something really beautiful. Goodbye, Power One. Hello, everyone. Welcome to your reading. Power 2, you chose this butterfly. Beautiful. It's like purple, a little bit reddish. Anyway, I'm going to put it here so that I can see it clearly. Alright, so let's talk about the energy of the person you're thinking about. This energy is quite something. They come off as very talkative, very charming, and sociable. I'm picking up some strong Libra or Gemini vibes here. When they're around others, they light up the room. People naturally feel good in their presence. They have this kind of aura, a kind of spark to them. But honestly, that's just the surface. Because underneath that bubbly, funny, friendly exterior is a completely different story. This is someone who, when you get too close, you might suddenly feel like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into? Their energy has layers, and on the outside, they are sweet, but on the inside, complicated, intense, a little hard to read. People often keep their guard up around them even when they are laughing together. Now, as for your connection with them, I'm picking up on the stuck energy. Do you see the blue cards? All of them are blue. It feels like no one is really speaking right now. It's like both of you are watching each other from a distance. Maybe still thinking about one another, but no one's doing anything about it. You are these two kings. See, they stay in one place, very passive, observing things, holding the sphere, doing nothing. And there's a strong sense of silence, of holding back. When you look at this person, you feel this strange sense of compatibility. Like something about them just clicks with you. You probably still sneak little glances at them or quietly check in on their social media, but you don't really express it. You barely show it at all. In this spread, again, you're coming through as the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. That means you're sitting in this very reserved, observant energy. Both kings are mature, stable, and deeply thoughtful, but they don't move here. They just sit there. They don't chase. They analyze from afar. And this makes sense because I can feel how heavy your energy is. Just talking about you makes my throat feel like I'm choked on something and I feel really hard on my throat. I don't want to talk, actually. There's a lot of pain here. This feels like someone who has been cheated on before or even betrayed. Or you've experienced love triangles in the past that left serious wounds. Maybe you're even in a third-party situation right now. See these three people? Whether it's them or you, the number 3 keeps repeating over and over. It's showing up so many times in the cards. So either the person you're thinking about is already in another relationship, or you are, or there's someone else involved that makes things a little bit messy. Or maybe you don't even know for sure, but your intuition feels it. Whatever the case is, it's exhausting for you. The last time you spoke to this person, it probably didn't end well as well. There might have been a disagreement, harsh words, or just an awkward vibe. You might even have thoughts like, I wish I could take back my words. That kind of regret is heavy in this reading. And this pile too is all about little to no communication at all. And when you do communicate, it tends to go wrong. Things are said in the wrong tone at the wrong time. Words that hurt instead of heal. That created this cloud of guilt and sadness over the connection. That's why we're seeing a lot of blue and purple over here. So right now your energy is actually very negative, very heavy, tired. emotionally burned out by this situation, and actually you're burned out by your own thoughts and your own, like, I think it's because of your inner thought more than because of them. And you see, they seem to be handling it better. They have brighter colors, or at least they are keeping things light on the surface. They're not as emotionally weighed down as you are right now. They are in a more restrained and calm energy, like there's water flowing through. Perhaps because they're not confronting their feelings yet, or they're trying to stay composed, or maybe they have already recognized everything and they're doing it good. They are doing it well. So this is what I feel about your energy and the relationship. So, is this connection really over? To be honest, it's still in your hands. From what I see, this relationship still has a chance to continue. Right now, it may seem like you two are just colleagues, acquaintances, or part of the same circle. Here, 3, 3, 3. I love number 3. And the one who's actually slowing everything down here is you. You've been killing your own hopes with your thoughts. You see this woman killed by the swords, but the swords are her thoughts. The swords, actually, they keep showing up in this reading. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, even the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, and this card right here, the Justice card. She's holding a sword. All of them speak of mental exhaustion. This shows how stuck you feel, like you're constantly trying to do what's right or what makes the most sense, but it's making you feel tired. So if you're asking whether the connection is still alive, the answer is yes. There's still a third party or a shared group of friends that connects the two of you. That energetic thread hasn't been cut. You're in that place of, I can't bring myself to leave, but I can't seem to stay either. You're this woman, you want to leave, but you just keep looking back. It's a very uncomfortable limbo. You just want to break free, to either walk away once and for all, or return to this person fully. You want clarity, you want a decision. But life keeps pushing you into the state of hesitation. And honestly, it's your own hesitation that's trapping you altogether. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm calling you out a little here. You see this person as incredibly beautiful, magnetic, attractive, Empress here. They carry so many traits that you love. They are full of divine feminine energy. This reading, honestly, is very healing. You pull cards like compassion, the Empress. There's another card which is nurture, but I didn't put it here. So all of those are very soft, very healing, loving energies. They are all centered in this person, and I feel like maybe there's a high percentage that person you're thinking about is a woman, or maybe they have a lot of divine feminine energy. So if you ever choose to approach them again, or if you decide to return, they welcome you with open arms. Actually, I don't sense any bitterness or like anger on their part. Even if you made mistakes or hurt them in the past, they seem like the kind of person who forgives. They've loved deeply. They've been through things and learned from other relationships. They're not easily shaken. So on the other hand, you tend to dramatize everything internally. It feels like you always have this storm in your head. You imagine the worst case scenarios. You might have walked away first, not because you stopped caring, but because you were afraid. You were afraid they would leave you. Or maybe you fear some future version of you, of your pain that you couldn't handle. But the truth is, you're the one holding yourself hostage. You see this card? Honor yourself. Pull out the mask. I keep correcting myself while reading this pile, so maybe your energy is about, maybe you fear failures, or maybe you're too scared to speak up because you think you might make a mistake. But it's alright to make mistake, you can correct it, right? I keep correcting myself, it's so annoying. So the message here is very clear. If you still want this connection, if you still want this person back into your life, you will have to take off your mask, show up fully, make this person feel seen, appreciated, and valued. Because maybe at some point they forgot what they meant to you. You also have this card, change your tone. Yeah. Change the way you speak, change the way you think. You need to be the one who take the initiative now. It's okay to be hesitant, but just for a bit, you need to step up and say what you're thinking. I feel like you're having a lot of problems with your throat. I keep mumbling and saying things that I regret. But I think your lesson is just opening up. It's just to say what you think. Don't correct yourself that often. Okay, so for the T cards, we have a vine. Seek out information that will help you. We have the sun behind the clouds, temporary problems. We have the tower, but this is a very good tower. It means success with effort. Okay. And then we have the apple, the serpent. The apple and the snake symbolize temptation. This person might feel like a temptation. You can't forget someone who just lingers in your mind like a forbidden fruit. It's intense, but this isn't something you're powerless against. The clouds card, remember, show that your current problem is just temporary. The sun will show up again. The tower here doesn't mean destruction. It feels like a sturdy fortress. Even if the clouds roll in, the tower still stands tall. No storm can break it if its foundation is strong enough. So if you trust yourself and your energy, again, this connection is still possible. You don't have to let it fade. And this, again, the final reminder. Honor yourself. Think better about yourself. Respect yourself. If you want a beautiful outcome, you have to believe you are worthy of it. And I feel like this person is here to teach you to trust yourself, to trust in your abilities. They are here to open their hands and welcome you back. But do you dare to do it? It's in your hand after all. Okay, goodbye, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. You chose this stone. Okay, I have to turn my lights on and I'm going to tell you why. So I always have trouble recording your reading poetry. I've already re-recorded this part 3 times in English. It just felt hard to get the words out and my phone would have some kind of problems. On the 4th attempt, my phone actually died out of nowhere. It had 50% battery left and suddenly it just shut down. It doesn't make any sense. It really feels like something is energetically stuck here. Like there's something about this pile that doesn't want to be spoken or cannot be spoken easily. Almost as if no matter how much I want to tell you or how much you want to speak the truth, the words get trapped in the throat. So if you chose poetry and you've been feeling blocked, silence, or like no one hears you, this message is already echoing your energy before I get into the cards. And something else happened too. Normally when I do the readings, I actually prefer to turn off the lights. I actually prefer to be in this darkness. I like the calm, focused space where it's just me and the cards. But with your pile, something told me to turn all the lights on. I don't even know why. It's like this pile doesn't want to be hidden in the shadows. It refuses to stay in this darkness. It wants truth, clarity, full exposure. Almost like someone here has been living in silence or confusion for too long, and now it's time for the light to be switched on, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it hurts a little bit. This isn't just about a message, it's about something or someone demanding to be seen. Okay, so let's talk about the person on your mind. I have to say that they show up here someone very self-sufficient. I mean, when you look at them, they seem like they've got it all together. They are this independent, financially stable, this woman, this queen. Or at least they work really hard to maintain their own sense of balance. So this person is someone who is very crowded, responsible, and maybe even the kind of person who provides for others too. They carry this reliable, quiet strength, and on the outside they might look a little bit cold or distant, hard to approach. But I don't think that means they are unfeeling. I think they've just been through a lot. They've built up walls, not because they want to push anyone away, but because they've had to learn how to rely on themselves. You see, they're all alone, one person in each card. So now when it comes to you and this person, it feels like there was once something really special here. You have the card, you were the best thing in my life. And you have the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, beautiful energy. Maybe you were lovers, maybe you were best friends, maybe you were two people that fell deeply for each other. There's a deep soul connection here. It's like even if you try to forget each other, there's a string that still pulls the two of you back with one another. But the thing is, both of you were holding back. They were hiding something in this card, the 2 of Swords energy. Maybe they never said how they really felt, and you came through as the Queen of Cups. It means you felt deeply, but you didn't show it. You keep it all bottled up. You protected your heart. Now I see this energy of this is over, this is the end, this is the death card. You may think it's done. It's like you're grieving an ending. While they're focusing on themselves, they're keeping everything to themselves and feel like they are so calm in the energy, trying to begin a new chapter. But the cards are telling me that at one point, you two actually had the potential of something really solid. I'm taking the 4 of Wands. Kind of solid is like long-term, maybe even marriage or commitment. Something stable, something joyful. There was a harmony, you both felt it. But this was like reverse. So you two both maybe against it. For some reason it just didn't last And I get this feeling of imbalance. You gave what you thought was fair, they gave what they could, but no one was truly showing up fully. Both of you were self-restrained. You were strong, maybe too strong for your own good. You tried to stay in control, in balance, but in doing that, you kind of smother your own truth. You didn't allow the raw, the messy, the emotional version of you to come out. And they never really show you what was happening beneath the calm surface. They just moved in silence. There's also something here about the energy exchange. Like the two of you may have unconsciously pulled a lot from each other. Say this one, just being near you is intoxicating, energetically draining. That's why I've been re-recording this part for so many times, and I am already tired. It's already 2 a.m. in the morning. It was intense, magnetic, but also exhausting. This one, she's having things on herself that befriend her. At the same time, this card is about perfect balance. Number 8, this one is number 8 as well. You have a lot of number 8, Pisces, 2 fish over here. So it feels like nothing is ever enough. You were drawn to them, maybe even addicted to the connection at some point, but you never really felt enough around them. It's like no matter what you gave, it still didn't land, it still didn't feel safe. And now the strength you used to protect yourself, maybe the very thing that blocked the love from fully growing. So it feels like a lot was left unsaid, a lot was held in. It's like they keep repeating something to themselves and you keep repeating something to yourself, and no one shared a word. Even though it seems like it's over, actually the energy still lingers. But this time the universe is asking both of you, if it ever comes back around, will you dare to be real to yourself and to each other? I forgot to mention that whenever I look at this stone, do you see the colors, the 2 different colors facing each other? It feels like the ground and the sky different, but they kind of blend in each other. So it feels like you two are 2 mirrors. You show each other's pain, worries, as well as happiness, desires, everything. You show that vulnerable part of each other. And that's why maybe some parts of you were scared and just run away and decided that you're not there to hear the truth. You want to hide from it. Those part of them that scared you. So the question is, has this connection truly ended? I'm having like ache. My eye is aching. I don't know why. Every time I talk about poetry, my eye is super dry. Okay, so the first energy I see here is that the person you're thinking about, they've truly leveled up. They're showing up as the Queen of Wands. Someone who is driving, radiant, magnetic, and deeply rooted in their own worth. This is someone who has stepped into a powerful, confident phase of life. Their energy is warm, inspiring, but also grounded. Maybe they are doing the work that inspire others. Look at these foxes. The foxes listen to her. So maybe they are using their voice, language, or even their musical or artistic talents to make a real impact. When they speak, or even when they make a sound, people stop to listen. They carry a quiet authority, not through fear, but through presence. They're no longer trying to prove anything. They simply are. They were once this person to you, an inspiring force, a bright light, a safe place, but something happened. If you're asking whether this connection can come back together, well, it's not impossible, but it will not be easy. Look at this mountain. Major challenge to overcome. There's no green trees. It's just high up mountain. Hard to climb. Easy to give up. Because if they do come back to you, they won't return as the same soft, open-hearted person you once knew. They will return as this Queen of Swords. Do you see the colors? Vibrant oranges. Nothing. They are not like this because of bitterness, but because they have been hurt too deeply. See this one. They once held space for you. They might have given you chances and waited and hoped, and in return, it feels like you weren't fully present. You see, this man was sleeping and this girl is waiting for something. So you may have overlooked them. There's this image of someone sleeping while the world moves on around them, this one. And that person might have been you. While everyone else saw this person's worth, you didn't. Or you weren't ready to. So now they are building something solid for themselves. They barely have time to rest, let alone entertain the past. If you were to come back now, you stir up more emotional noise than they need. Their wound would reopen. They've grown colder, at least with you, because they had to. You, on the other hand, you show up as the King of Pentacles over here. And the King of Wands, you actually had the cards of King of Wands, but earlier. So this strong divine energy, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, Queen of Wands with King of Pentacles, is like as if you two mirror each other like soulmates, but misaligned in time. Because this Queen of Wands must go with the King of Wands you once had. And remember the Queen of Pentacles in the first place? It should go with this King of Pentacles. So there's something wrong in the time. The connection is real. The love was mutual, but the timing off. It was wrong. So can this relationship continue? Technically, yes, but it depends 100% on you. I may say 200% on you. Because they are now in this Empress energy. High self-worth, high standards, and extremely protective of their own peace. You cannot waltz back in and expect warmth. You have to prove yourself. You have to show that you've changed, that you can now go match what they once gave. And let me tell you this, even if they feel something for you, still they will not move until you do. They are done hoping, done waiting. If you want this back, you have to be the one who steps into the rain and walks through the storm just to meet them at the gates. There is karma here, possibly deep karmic energy, so tread carefully. Don't make promises you cannot keep. So the truth is they try to end this relationship so many times. They try to cut cords and just walk away. You see, this sword is for you, just cutting the cord. But you're still in their energy. You're still lingering in the corners of their mind. So no, it's not fully over, but it's you who must now decide if this is worth saving, and more importantly, can you sustain it? Because in the past, you were emotionally unavailable, maybe busy with work, maybe afraid to show your own vulnerability, maybe you thought emotions made you weak, or that conflict should be avoided instead of resolved. But if you ever want a love that lasts, you must open, speak, show up. Do not be passive like this king. Get out of your comfort zone. Be seen, stop hiding behind the silence. Until then, you keep meeting powerful people only to lose them. This is your karmic lesson again and again. So has it truly ended? No, but it could. Or if you are brave enough, it might just begin again, this time for real. Goodbye, Padre.